So this is video 3 of porting this steel 028, but kind of more of an example of just the method I utilized to set up the degree wheel. That was video 1. Establish our factory port timing here, which exhaust was 105, intake 71, and transfers was 123 with a blowdown of 18 degrees. This third video is just kind of going to encapsulate my process in taking the cylinder off and just some things I do to try to make the process a little, I don't want to say quicker, not that it's anything for the sake of time, but I guess more efficient in some ways. Obviously explaining everything I'm doing and getting it on tape adds quite a bit of time, but either way, we'll try to get through it here. So first thing we're going to do, all right, before we pull our cylinder off, and again, we already have our factory port timing, so we know where we are. One thing we can do is go ahead and mark what we want for our intake port timing, right? We already have it all together, and it's fairly easy to do. We already determined that the intake closes or opens, depending on how you want to look at it, 71 degrees. Right, so we looked at that. You can see the little tongue there for the ring support on the cylinder. But then let me get my little light here. You can see that it's just closing right there. So we want our timing to be, in terms of intake timing, we're going to shoot for 74 degrees. Right, I'm not worried about giving away any secret numbers or anything. I'm not concerned about it. I'd rather give you guys some good information to learn off of, or maybe even learn what not to do. But here we are, 74 degrees, right? On these, I don't go too low. These smaller engines, you can have a lot of idle issues. They run great up top, but you'll get a really inconsistent idle. Be really hard to tune out. So, on the smaller saws, for the sake of this one, we're just going to stick with 47. Or I'm sorry, 74. So what do we do now, right? We got it at 74, right where we want it. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take this little metal scribe here, and we're actually going to scribe a line on the piston. That's right, we're scribing the piston. Oh no. Okay. So we got a little line there, right? And we can see that. If we move, see that line right there? Oh my gosh, look at that, beautiful. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and rotate this down to bottom dead center, right? 180 degrees. Cylinder piston's always going to be all the way at the bottom there. Apologize for the poor videography here. I'm holding the camera and trying to do all this at the same time. So I'll set this down. We'll pull the cylinder off, and I'll explain to you kind of what we're going to do from there. All right, so here we have our piston, right? Piston cylinder. We're going to go ahead and move this back up to top dead center. You can see before that I had bolt the base gasket out of this, utilize Durco on it, that type of thing. So long story short, what we're looking for here, again, is to set up get our timing corrected on the intake side here, right? So why did we score this line? Well, some people will kind of gouge out the intake here and just go a little bit at a time until they end up getting their way on down to let's get a light in here, until they end up getting their way down to where they want in terms of intake timing, right? But a way that I found to be a little more efficient than that is, so we marked where that is, that line. We know that line is going to, that's what we scored is what's visible from the current port setting when we're at 97 degrees. I'm sorry, 94 degrees. So we're going to measure this from the base of this piston here. We're going to measure this in millimeters. So that's going to be 4 millimeters. Okay. I don't know if you can flush. We're going to go with 3 millimeters. Right there. Okay. So 3 millimeters, we can write that down for the sake of, we're going to do minus 3 millimeters. So what does that mean to us and why does it matter? Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to measure our factory port timing. All right. You're going to go ahead. Let's see if I can, the best way to do this is. All right, so that's the base of the intake right there. The intake port. Okay. We're going to go ahead and measure the base of the cylinder to the base of the intake port. So that right there, okay, is, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and call that 15. I don't know if you can see that. 15 millimeters. So what we have is current distance from base of cylinder to intake port currently is 15 millimeters. We're going to take 3 out of it, right? Because again, that's what got us to 74 degrees. So 12 millimeters. All right, so how do we mark that on this? Well, what we're going to do here, we're going to take our little ruler. Okay. It's like that, right? 12. Okay. Right at 12 right there. And we're going to use this to just mark that right there. Okay. And then we're going to grind that down, smooth it out, and then we'll go on to measuring the rest of our cylinder out. That'll be video 4. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, and hope you learned something. Thank you.